Right. Okay. Right. I'm going to, so let me say hello. Hello. Good morning. If anyone watching from Thailand, there will be some. And then good evening to all of you. Okay. In Orange County, I forgot the name again, in California. Right. Good evening to all of you. Right. So today it is a good day. It got to be a good day if we do a course like this. Okay. Right. I'm going to just, it's very nice, okay, to see all of you. I'm going to pin on just to me now, and then you can watch. Let me just check the Facebook, which is fine. It's running well. Okay. Right. First of all, I would like to thank you, Sarah, okay, for inviting me to have this course for all of you. And it is also a good time, I'm sure that, you know, for Sarah especially, you know, losing her mom, which is really a massive loss in one's life. I still can remember when I lost my mom, I just couldn't, I was broken down. Yeah. But also in that same year, after I went through my bereavement and a bit was, you know, feeling a bit free, I also had this most extraordinary experience, spiritual experience, which was the massive step that allowed me to be what I am today. Okay, so this is a bit of good news, especially for Sarah. Okay, that your spiritual growth would normally start with pain. I'm afraid to say so. Not everyone, okay, but most of the cases is start from the pain first. Right, so let me share the screen first. As I mentioned earlier, that my teaching is quite different, okay, from people, from everyone else. So I hope you can see. Let me check. If I just swipe through Facebook, I can see if my, I hope you can see the share screen. The share screen is Mark Twain, right? If you can't see, just, you know, unmute your video and just let me know right away, okay? Right. Normally I would start, hang on, I just have one little box for myself. Okay. Right. So I have already shared screen, and everyone should see this image of Mark Twain, saying of Mark Twain. Everyone can see that, right? Okay. I normally started with this image, okay, of Mark Twain. There are two most important days of our life. It's the day that we are born, and then the day that you know why you're born. Okay, I'm sure that we have no problem to remember our birthday. But the second most important day of our life is not everyone can answer right away. Okay, so I just want to make a connection that what Mark Twain have said in those years, you know, have everything to do with the core essence of Buddhism, the core teaching of Buddhism. Okay, so I would like you to know that Buddhism have many layers, Okay, so from the first, there are two sides of Buddhism. The exterior, you're talking about the temple, the establishment, even though the hierarchy, the ceremony, the tradition, the ritual, you know, the monks in yellow robe, the giving and receiving alms. If you used to come to, you know, Buddhist country, especially Thailand, you will see monks, you know, receiving alms every morning, as well as all the chanting, so the ceremony chanting, including all these massive Buddha statue and all the glitter that we see in, you know, in material domain. Okay, so I like you to know that these are the exterior side of Buddhism. Okay, and Buddhism also have another layer. So it's go deeper and deeper. Let's move back. Okay, so it's like go deeper and deeper into the core essence of Buddhism. So the core essence of Buddhism really is talking about the empowerment, okay, about putting the destiny of your life in your own hands, right? Talking about regaining your mental and spiritual freedom, which is everything about us, okay, about every individual, about understanding how a mind consciousness work. Can you see that I start using my own terminology now? Mind consciousness. Normally you talk about what? Body, mind, and spirit, right? Body, mind, and soul. Okay, so I use the term body, mind, and consciousness. So basically, mind is our thoughts and feelings. Okay, consciousness is your soul, your spirit. I try to, round up into one experience so that you won't get too confused. So I like you to know that the Buddha talk about the mind consciousness, or talking about thoughts, feelings, emotion, and consciousness, which is the same thing as your soul, your spirit, and try to explain to us how it works, which is very important so that you can understand yourself. Okay, so after that, it's also about learning a mental skill to defeat our unwanted and painful thoughts. Okay, so everything about this, okay, this is about the essence of Buddhism, that even the Thai Buddhists, they don't really know about this essence of this, of Buddhism. Mostly they just know about the exterior, go to the temple and do the tambun, do the offering to the monks, do the chanting, all these things. But they don't know about this empowering tool of meditation. So today, okay, I'm not going to tell you about the exterior because you know everything about that already. You can search on Google, okay? But today I'm here to share the knowledge with you about how you can learn, how your mind consciousness work, and how can you use this empowering tool of meditation to help you to regain your mental and spiritual freedom. So basically, this is my role, okay? So we make it very clear, so you know what to expect from me, okay? So normally I would start with, all these really fundamental questions about who am I? Who are we? Why am I here? Who sent me here? Now that I'm here, what is the purpose of life? What is the meaning of life? What do I supposed to do now that I'm here? Okay. But I'd like you to know that all these fundamental questions about life, it isn't easy to answer. You need someone who is very wise. And this is what the Buddha tells us. He compared us to, he said like this, he said that the ignorant people is means spiritual ignorant, not knowing about the purpose of life, the meaning of life. Okay, so the Buddha said that the ignorant people in the world is equated to the hair on the cow. Okay, the hair on the cow. I hope you understand my accent is a bit of a combination of Thai and British, okay, or mingle into one. Although I've been in Texas for 1 year when I was 18 years old on a foreign exchange student, and I got a bit of, Texan accent, but I lost it when I lived in England. Okay, right. So what the Buddha said is that the number of people, the number of ignorant people is equated to horn on the cow, okay? In opposed to the wise people, okay? The wise people on earth is equated to the horn on the cow. And unfortunately, a cow have only 2 horns, in opposed to the, uncountable strand of hair on the cow. So it means that there are more ignorant people in the world. I don't talk about intellectual knowledge, okay? I talk about this spiritual knowledge. This is what the Buddhas mean. So what happened is that all these fundamental questions, it need to be answered by the wise people, who unfortunately in this world is only a handful of people. Okay, the majority of people, they are in the group, in the, equate to the hair on the cow. So why they don't know the real answer that why we are here for, they set up a temporary goal of life. They set up the meaningful way of life by searching for money. So money, okay, success, and material success, that kind of thing, earning a lot of money as their goal. So they spend all their life, chasing after money, up till it reach a point of 50, 60, and they look back and say, oh, I know everything about earning money, but I don't even know what I'm here for. And what should I do? What should I supposed to do? Because with all this money that I have, I can't say that I'm that happy. That, I still have to find peace, and I don't know where to find peace, that kind of thing. Anyway, these are the fundamental questions that I will try to help you to answer today in this short time. Right, confusion. In not knowing the answers to those powerful fundamental questions, we are submerged in confusion and mental pain. Okay, we spend so much time focused on our life, making sure that we have the best for our lives, for ourselves and our family, yet life still doesn't work out. We got broken down relationship, unsatisfactory job, addiction, don't know how to deal with neighbors from hell, if you have one, okay, facing with ill health, and then the list goes on. Okay, so this is the confusion that you cannot, once you cannot answer all those fundamental questions. So this image is more, trying to help you to reflect yourself, that are you in this kind of situation? You sit there in your most comfortable armchair, okay, in your most favorite comfortable armchair. Physically, you're okay now. You're so comfortable, okay, but mentally it's very much like a runaway train, okay, and the brake has broken down, and then you just keep on thinking. I wish I could, or all this kind of thing, I wish I could. Yeah, and what if, oh good grief, what if can go on forever, for days on end. Okay, so your mind, okay, or your thoughts and feeling, it's just like a runaway train, just keep on and on and on and on. And you just wish that you know a button somewhere, just please switch it off. Take it away from me, because it's too painful. I can't take it anymore. And you even know that if you carry on a bit longer, you go crazy, you're going to have a breakdown, you might, something will happen so awfully, all this well. Okay, and this is the reality of humans' life nowadays, especially in this critical time when COVID, go rampage like this. Okay, so I hope that you're all familiar that how much time that you have spent on this, to exhaust your brain with all this, thinking. Okay, so today I'm trying to help you. Okay, I try to endorse my goal every now and again. I'm trying to help you to have a tool of empowerment, so that you can have your power back, so that you can use this tool to help yourself to gain your confidence, your inner peace, and especially in control of your mind. Okay, this is losing control, and this is in control. This is in control. You don't want any thought, go away, and it will go away for you. This about Jeremy. Okay, so what we're going to achieve, okay? I try to make it very clear for you. So let's have a look. Here are only some example of the inconvenient truth that we are facing on a daily basis, okay? Like anger. Anger is very much like, so I'd like you to get to know my prop, okay? The water here is your thoughts and feelings, thoughts, feelings, emotion, okay? And this red part here, okay, you can call your soul, your spirit, your consciousness. I have my own terminology. I create a character for it, okay? I create a character for this non-physical entity. It's a non-physical entity. Okay, it's intangible. You can't see you can't see this part in the mirror. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you can only see your handsome face, your beautiful face, which is your physical body, but not your thoughts and feelings, not your consciousness. That's why it is very difficult to deliver this spiritual knowledge. And that's why I got to use so many tools, okay, to help you to understand what's going on. Right. So this part in here, I would call it your mental self, which is also your true self. Your soul, your spirit is your real self, your true self. So in my terminology, I would call it your mental self, which later on I will use this figure, okay? Look at everyone, darling. Look at everyone. Right. Okay. Right. So your consciousness. So thoughts, feelings, and consciousness, or thoughts, feelings, and your mental self. Or basically, okay, so your thoughts and feelings, which are the carrier of all your problems, from now on, I would call them Jerry, as in Tom and Jerry, okay? You know Tom and Jerry, of course, you know Tom and Jerry. So this part would be Tom, and this part, the carrier of all your problem, would be Jerry. Okay, so Tom and Jerry, oh, living together so closely, so intimately. Okay, so I just want to tell you that, let you know that when you are in anger is mean that Tom and Jerry, they're all shaking like a milkshake, together in one thing. So what happens is that when you're in that kind of mode, angry mode, especially extreme anger, okay, I don't know whether you ever notice or look back that at that time you cannot understand reason. And you would always think that everyone is wrong, I'm right. Everyone is wrong, I'm right, because you will make me angry. So I have the right, okay, to say anything or to do anything just to pacify my anger, just to take away all this anger. So I'm always right. And you cannot understand reason. Reason is thrown out of the window. Okay, so during that time, even though it's only a stint of only a short time, a short moment, okay, but you in your mind, your thought would tell you that I'm right to say this, okay, I'm right to say this, I'm right to do this, and that right to do this, including killing someone out of anger, because you cannot understand reason anymore, and you always think that I'm right, everyone is wrong. So it is only, it's justified for me to do this. And then you say that, okay, you have all your nasty word out, you have all your nasty action out. And then you cannot rewind the clock back. What done is done, completely done, or done and dusted. And then only, okay, no one can be in a state like this too long, okay? It's only happened a short time, and then when you calm down, okay, all your senses calm. And then you will say, oh my God, mommy, what have I just said to you? Oh my God, oh my God. And what happened next? You got to live with the guilt, with the consequence of your action that lasted only maybe just 2 or 3 minutes. And that consequence, it could mean that you end up in jail. Okay, so this kind of story, you all know about it. Okay, so this is just one example for those who don't know the true meaning of life, the true purpose of life. So I just want to say also that if you need to have, a fight like this, please do not do it in front of any young child, because this kind of ugly scene would scar their heart, okay, their soul for a long time. It would affect their life. Okay, go do it somewhere else. Right. So move next. So I just like we talk so much about being non-judgmental. Oh, don't judge people too easily, be kind, be compassionate, all these things. Yeah. But I think it's easier said than done, especially when you see people, really reckless, or drunkard, beating the wife up, all these things. So this picture, I like to turn the table round a bit and then ask you to consider that no one like to be an addict. No one like to do, the wrong things really. But the bottom line is that we are all being bombarded by a whole army of Jerry. And where's Jerry come from? Jerry is the problems that we are facing on a regular basis, on a daily basis. COVID alone, the vaccination alone, the collapse of the economy, the job, unemployment, the disease, the broken down relationship in the family, this and that, that you all know about this. These are all your Jerry that you are facing on a daily basis. And all these Jerry coming through, it won't just come into your life in the material form. They will dematerialize, okay? Dematerialize into Jerry, into your thoughts and feelings or Jerry, okay? All those events out there in the material form, they can't just come in. They all dematerialize and turn into thoughts and feelings or Jerry, which represented by the water here. And then this Jerry will assault your mental self. Can you see that? Put your mental self on the chopping board and chop you into pieces and give you what? Pain. Give you pain, mental pain. And no one likes to have the pain. So when they don't know what to do, how to get rid of the pain, and when the advert said that drink this, use this, it can take away your pain, it will take you on cloud 9, it will make you forget everything, all your pain. Oh, okay, I try that. And before you know anything, you become an addict. So I like you to, turn around the table and look a bit closer in a more compassionate way. That not everyone wants to be an addict, but as the Buddha say, we don't have enough wise people in the world to help you, to give you the answers to life, to give you this empowering tool so that you can help to get over, to overcome your pain, to defeat your Jerry. Okay, so they got to grab anything available that close to them, which is drink, alcohol, drugs, whatever, okay, that can help you to just take away the pain. Can you see that? If you think like this, right away, you can practice your non-judgmental practice. Okay? So I leave you with this. Okay? Instead of condemn that person, you're no good. You're a wife beater, you're this and that. Right, next. Okay, right now, dear, with COVID, with the collapse of our economy like this, I mean, especially Thailand, Al Jazeera have just made a documentary about the rise of the suicide rate in Thailand, which is quite alarming, quite scary because now you talk about middle class, those who live from paycheck to paycheck. And now with the collapse of the company, no paycheck anymore. And they don't know where to turn to. And they have their pride. They have their pride, kill themselves. When you kill yourself, you know, you've got to be totally in the dark. You got to be totally in the dark. So let me put in the right. So this is your mental self, your true self, your mental self. And this is a whole army of Jerry who take you over and Jerry spin you around. Okay. So people who are suicidal, they got to, in the state that they look into the abyss, they have no way to go. Totally dark, totally dark. That's how they can do the, you know, top themselves. Excuse me, sorry. I have a statistic that my my student in England, okay, gave me. She worked with that department. The rate of suicide in England, I didn't have it here with me. The rate of suicide in England, okay, each week there are 48 people, 48 men, 48 men under 40, 48 men under 40 commit suicide each week. When I first looked at it, I said, no way, 48 each week? No. I said, that's Sue. My name is Sue, okay? You can call me Sue. Right, Sue, I work with the figures. I know, it's true, it's true. Okay, it's quite, I want to point out why the age of under 40, especially for men. Men, of course, you know, their ego. So this is nothing personal, okay? Anyone who sit here, I can't see you at the moment, okay? Right. Men, they got their pride. Their ego is slightly bigger than women anyway. You see, women, when we have a family, when we have a baby family, you know, our lives, you know, it's attached to a baby. We live for our babies just to make sure they grow up. But men, they got the gene to go out as a hunter, you know, since the hunter-gatherer, you know, you have to go out to hunt the animal and come back. Okay, you do the cooking, that kind of thing. And that kind of gene is still, you know, is still around in men. So, and the peak of a life is after your graduation from the age of what? 25 to 45 at the most. You know, in these 20 years, if you want to achieve something for men, you got to work fast and to achieve something, because after 45 got into 50, your life is reclining, okay, reclining. So if men, you know, 25, 30, the 35, if you still, you know, employee getting salary this much or haven't got anywhere, that sense of failure is start to attack you. That's why men are so competitive, you know, especially in this, you know, in this competitive world, in this material world, you know, they got to really competitive because they got that need, that hormone, that chemical in there somewhere that tell themselves, you got to be somebody that be noticed. Okay, so if you're reaching 40 and you haven't got anywhere, you know, that's why your Jerry begin to attack you in big time. So I'm not surprised why 48 men under 40 in each week. I'm not surprised at all. Okay, but a knowledge like this would help you to change. Okay, and I even in Thailand alone. Okay, I'm not surprised at all that people who have topped themselves, okay, in Thailand since COVID came, the number of people who killed themselves might be more than the people who died of COVID in Thailand. I think so anyway. They haven't revealed the number. Okay, See, life goes on like that. Pain, Jerry attack you. Okay. This picture, I like to help you to reflect this. We like to moan, we like to complain, life is so mundane, so boring, especially those who stuck in the 9 to 5 job every morning, get up, get changed, have some breakfast, go to work, come back, watch a bit of telly, go to bed, all this guy. And then life is just repeat on and on, over and over and over. It's so mundane. And then all you do is, look forward to holiday. Okay, in America, you can look forward for your vacation. We're going to go there, go to Hawaii, go to Europe, go to this, go to that, and then you really look forward, and then you totally be oblivious of your here and now moment. Okay, you never be grateful of anything right in front of you. You always look ahead until you're in bed, in hospital bed. It could be on your deathbed. Okay, only then only some, okay, would look back. I wish I could have appreciated my life more, because I can't do it anymore. Okay, so I like you to begin to appreciate that. Do you know how lucky you are in having your eyes, intact, and you are not blind? You can get up in the morning, and see your loved one. Oh, I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, my husband, my wife, my children. Oh, I can see you. You look so beautiful. You look so handsome. I love you so much. Do you know how precious this is? Your eyes are? Whoa. Not until you're blind. Everything gone. So this is so precious, but we never have gratitude. Thank you, God, for giving me these eyes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you ever appreciate your breathing? Your breathing, that you can breathe by yourself without any tube going to your nostril? Did you ever appreciate that? Not until you got COVID, gone into your lung. Oh my God. Oh, each breath is just so painful. You don't have to wait till that moment to appreciate your breathing right now. Please start now. Okay? You don't have to wait until your deathbed for the nurses, come to change your diapers. You lose your dignity. They got to carry you, to go to sit on the commode. Appreciate now that you can get up in the morning and walk to the toilet by yourself. Do your own business in the private, room with dignity. Think again. All this is so precious, and you never see it. You keep on moaning, life is so mundane. In fact, miracle is everywhere, but you cannot see. You cannot see all this miracle. Every morning after my Tai Chi and yoga, I would spend 5 to 10 minutes saying thank you. I'm so grateful. I really appreciate. Thank you, the sun. The sun, S-U-N, sun in the sky. Thank you, sun. Thank you, Mother Earth. Without you and Mother Earth, without the sun and Mother Earth, we don't exist. No, we don't exist. No us, no nothing, no nothing. Nothing. Without the sun, for 7 days, I think life will be just, the window a lot without the sun. But we take the sun for granted. Oh, tomorrow it will come up again. The day after, you bet it come up again, the sun come up again. Really? Really? Mm? You see, the Son have compassionate, unconditional love. He never say that, okay, I like you, I shine it to you, I shine the light to you. I don't like this one. I give you darkness. He never, you know, Mother Earth as well. No matter you spat on it, you put flowers on it, you put over, Mother Earth give you all the same. So is the Sun. Please love them so dearly. Because of them, have you here now. Okay? Look in another way. And then stop moaning. Stop complaining. Magic, miracle is everywhere. Where? Okay, so don't wait until you're in your deathbed to do so. Too late. Okay, so if you're one of these people, especially the one who stand there, okay, you will cough in blood, cough in blood. Yeah. This one, I like you to think in this way, to reflect this. Some people, you know, they got everything. They got all the material needs they can possibly have, okay? That they can possibly have. They have good family, they have good spouses, spouses, good children, a good education, a good job, they could be a CEO of the company. They got everything they can possibly have. And they're the envy of everyone who don't have just like them, okay? But only that person know, only that individual know that, I don't know, for some reason, I still feel the void in here. And I don't even know what I want because I have absolutely everything that I can possibly have. Everything is good for me out here. I cannot complain anymore. But what else do I want? I don't know. Please, someone help me. Because it's a massive void that the material need cannot fill, to fill it up, to make it full. You see, if you know that you don't know anything, at least nowadays you can Google, hey, you don't even have to type, hey, Google, tell me this, you know. Alexa, isn't it? Elisa. I didn't use that, so I'm not quite, yeah. Hey, Google. Yeah. And they can answer for you. Google can answer for you. But when you don't know what you don't know, oh, this is really dark. It's just like you're blind, you put the dark glasses on, you sit in the room, draw all the curtain, the lights are off, shut the door, shut window, everything. It's just darkness, you know, over darkness, over darkness. And then you just don't know where to begin. That is difficult. Okay. And this is the reason for your void, because you just don't know what kind of question that you should ask, whom you should go to for help. Okay. And this kind of knowledge, this kind of question, they don't teach you in all this mainstream education. No, they don't. You go to Harvard, you go to Cambridge, Oxford, you know, they don't tell you, they don't answer all this, you know, question for, even though you learn philosophy, there is no guarantee that you get the answer. No, 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 no. Okay. However, this is something that I would help you today. Okay. So when you go to the doctor said that, well, doctor got to do something. Okay. Maybe you got depression. Okay. Take antidepressant. Gosh, if antidepressant can really help you, help humanity, the world won't be in this kind of mess. No. Right. And this is parting from someone we love dearly. Okay. The pain is just undescribable. Okay. And there is no rule telling you that old people, you know, got to go before the young one. And then when the passing over jumping the queue, when the death jumping the queue, oh my God, you know, the pain is just I try to think of excruciable. Living in Thailand for a good 11 months now, you know, my English getting rusty. Sorry about that. Okay. So this is the last image that I like to share with you. I want you to reflect the profound kind of lost, excruciating, yeah, a profound kind of lost. This profound kind of loss, it is nothing to do with physical loss. You know, physically nowadays you cannot get lost anymore because they track you all the time. They track you all the time up there. Okay, sorry. Yeah, but your spiritual loss, the loss of your mental self, the loss of your mental self among all these problems. So it's a kind of, feeling that you just cannot connect with people. You go to your, you know, your reunion party with your old friends, and then you thought that, oh, we'll come of age for a bit now, you know, in our late 50s, 60 now. And then I really want to know what life is all about. What is the meaning of life? What is the purpose of all this? You know, maybe we can all share. You know, anyone who is wiser than me, please, shall we talk about it? And then everyone look at you with, you know, a bit stunned for a while and said, oh, friends, dude, they're called dude now, isn't it? Oh, don't you're too stressed out now. You think too much. Don't think too much. Come on, let's go. We go enjoy life together and enjoy life in the in the aspect of the hair of the cow. The hair of the cow is mean that let's go out and drink, let's go and eat, let's go shopping, let's go enjoy ourselves, relaxation, do this and do that, go shopping, go on holiday, go on vacation, go this and that. Yes, you can go out and drink, you know, go have a meal, go shopping, go see a movie, go to theater, whatever. And you may just forget about your issue for a short while. But once you come home, you come back to the same old problem. Because most of your problems, it happened in the kitchen, happen in the living room, happen in the bedroom, right? In the bedroom. So how can you run away from all these problems? How can you run away? Okay, so people like to give a ready-made formula, the answer, that kind of you know, a ready-made formula. This is the answer. Oh, you're here now. Don't think too much. We'll die, you know, in a few years, you know. So don't think too much. Just enjoy life. Go and drink, go and eat, go and shopping, go on vacation, go and do this, which you have done all your life already. But you see, the problems just go around the bend. You want something drastically change your life. But there are not enough wise people in the world to help you to get to this kind of answers. Okay. And this is the very profound kind of lost. And the most scary is a couple, you know, sleeping together. Physically, they're together, but mentally, spiritually, in the heart, in the soul, that can, might as well, a galaxy apart. Have to try to rehearse. Okay, he's coming home in a bit now. She's coming home in a bit now. I'm going to talk to him, to her. Oh. Big problem, isn't it? Right, enough of ranting. So all of this, yeah. So all of this, okay, round up. All of this problem is round up in this kind of moment while you are sitting comfortable in your armchair, but your mind is just like a breakaway. train. Think and think and think. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now, is there anyone who is watching would like to raise your hand and say that, oh, Sue, I don't have any of this problem at all. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I'm really fine. I have no such thing that you call problem. No problemo at all. Anyone? In my history of teaching, there are only, I think, one person who raised the hand, and that he just want to make a joke. Is it this German guy, when I went to teach in Germany, when I asked this, because when I asked it, I said, is there anyone who don't have all these problems? Just please raise your hand. And this gentleman, this German gentleman, he raised his hand. So, and then I said that, well, if you raise your hand, I normally say that if you don't have the problem, there is no need for you to sit in here, because what I'm going to teach, might not interest you. I'm going to teach the one who have problems. Okay. And then, so that gentleman, he just got up and he walked out of the room. He walked out of the room, but he liked to play practical joke, Okay. He liked to play, yeah, hand. He already passed. Yeah, was such a nice man. Very funny, very funny. So that was the only man that I have come across, okay? And apart from that, are babies. If they're babies in my class, I would ask them to just raise their hand at 2 feet as well, just to give some dignity to humanity who don't have problem, babies, So I don't think so. Yeah, but some of you might surely, life must have some positive things, happy moment, right? Yes, of course. I won't fight with you. This is back Jerry, okay? But what you're talking about the pink Jerry, okay? You're talking about pink Jerry. I won't have time to go to that now. I'm going to help you to sort out your black Jerry, okay? Right. So I hope you follow me. Right. I will tell you now why. The reason that you don't raise your hand, because everything that I talked about earlier, okay? I was talking about the first noble truth that the Buddha talked about. On the night of the enlightenment of the Buddha found out 4 noble truths, okay? 4 noble truths. And the first noble truth is the first noble truth of suffering. And this suffering is not about, please don't think about, the slum in Thailand, the slum in Calcutta, Calcutta, about India, about poverty, all these things. No, the term suffering that the Buddha talk about, they talk about your mental pain. You talk about, okay, there's your mental self. It's about your Jerry. They talk about your mental pain, your mental pain, your mental pain. Talk about your mental pain. Okay, so all this that I talk about, I'm just merely, okay, stated the first universal truth about mental pain or suffering, dukkha, in the Buddha's term. Okay, which you have learned, let's say, no, it's not 8 minutes, no. Let's say 30 minutes, yeah? 35 minutes, which is still very good. It saves you a lot of time to read, because the Pali Canon is just like, the Pali Canon, they call the Tripitaka, it's just like the Bible, except we got 45 volumes of the size of the Bible. And the first noble truth, it may be in 8 or 10 of those books. Save you reading. It's very much needed to tell you this, because it's very much like, what's it? You got to admit that you have problems. Otherwise, you won't enjoy my course. You won't enjoy what I'm going to offer you. It's just like you have addiction, and then you went to the Alcohol Anonymous, we all know that the very first thing you got to get up, okay, in the group and said that, get up, I am Super One Green and I'm alcoholic. Okay, thank you, sit down. You got to admit that you have mental pain before we can go on. Okay, so I can only hope that you admit it. Okay, admit, accept, admit that you have problem. Admit that you have problem, and then we can go on. Okay, so you send out the signal, SOS signal. Okay, so the pain is about going on, going along with your thoughts, similar to your mental self being lost in your giant maze. Okay, so let's admit that we need help getting out of this giant maze of life, right? So let's move on to the better news. Okay, let's move on to the better news. Can I have 3 minutes toilet break? I come right back, okay? I've been holding on for a while. You can just read this.
Hey guys.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Allie.
Hey, Sarah.
No, that was
Oh, Sloan. Oh my gosh. I thought you were Sarah. Sounded just like Sarah.
I heard Nikki say hi, but I was filling up my water.
Hey, Sarah.
Right, I'm back. Okay. Now let's move on to the better news. Now that we admit the inconvenient truth of suffering, here is the good news for you. And this is all happened on the night of Buddha's enlightenment. Okay. He found an awesome experience of all mental pain vanished, only peace and stillness. So let's say that before the enlightenment of the Buddha, the Buddha experienced the pain, okay, just like us, like this. But on that night of his enlightenment, okay, on the night of his enlightenment, 2,600 years ago, okay, he experienced this state of mind. Upon finding this mind, he knew straight away that this is it. This is the answer for everyone's life. We all come for this, peace and happiness, peace and stillness. Okay, we're going into this. So this is the best news. Oh gosh. Okay, so upon finding this state of mind that he know that is the answer for humanity, okay, he give us a really good summary, okay, to let us know that there is a state of mind that, okay, read this first. No happiness is greater than inner peace. He talk about this state of mind. Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. We talk about the same thing. Hence, nirvana is our inner peace, which is the best kind of happiness. So this is the answer that this wise man have given to us, okay, over 2 millennia ago. So today, let's see. So today, okay, we are going to, so let's look at this image, all these words, it's only a few words, okay, as a map with the destination. So the destination is going to this inner peace, which the Buddha called nirvana, which is the best kind of happiness, okay, this inner peace. But this is only a map which is in words, It's not real yet. This is only words, only guidance, okay, only guidance, only a map that points us, okay, this is your destination, and it gives us more guidance. So what we are going to do is to make these few words, okay, nirvana is inner peace, make it real, make it as the real experience happen in your heart with the tool that the Buddha going to give us in a bit. Okay, so please follow me. Follow me. I hope you all have a cup of tea or coffee. Or you don't drink tea, do you? Cup of coffee, but it's a bit late. Or I don't know. So, or juice or anything, okay, to keep you awake. Right, and follow me closely, okay? Follow me closely. Right, so right now, can I just 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, yeah. Oh, I lost the sharing, right? Let me look at the chat first, right? Black cherry are bad thought and emotion. Pink cherry are good thought and good emotion. Black cherry, I hate this dinner. Pink cherry, wow, this is delicious. Okay. Does anyone know what the difference is between pink cherry and black cherry? Okay, yeah. Okay, don't worry. I will explain everything to you clearly, okay? Just follow me step by step. Just follow me step by step, okay? Right, now we are going to the empowering tool now. I really like you to follow me really closely, okay? Really closely. Okay, make it into a full screen and I hope that it worked. Yes, it worked, okay. Right, so right now we are at position A. We are at position A where we have our stress, worry, anxiety, restlessness, loneliness, fear, anger, envy, or basically just losing control up here in our mind, okay? Losing control here in position A, which is the first noble truth of suffering, the first universal truth. So I like you to see this, that in this part, yes, it is the Buddha's knowledge, but it has go above religion now, okay? So it doesn't matter who you are, what religion you have, your belief, you know, you belong to, it doesn't matter, okay? Even though you are atheist without any religion, as long as you have your mental pain, as long as you have your mental pain, which is the universal truth, the universal reality of everyone's life, everyone all have this pain, everyone all have stress, worry, anxiety, you know, anger, fear, you know, we got the fear of COVID, fear of the vaccine, all these things, you know, we all have it all the time. It doesn't matter who you are. Don't have to be a Buddhist. So, okay. So, right. So position A is the universal truth of suffering, the first universal truth, noble truth. And then on the night of the enlightenment of the Buddha found out position B, that is everything in the total opposite from position A. Position A is like this, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I like to use this. Boom, 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 represent the pain. the mental pain, boom, boom, boom. Okay. And then position B is this, absolute silence. Okay. Absolute bliss. Okay. So that is position B that the Buddha have found out on the night of his enlightenment. That is at peace, calm, stability, tranquility, confidence, or basically in control. Okay, losing control and in control, that is very important. So position B is the third noble truth. The third noble truth. So we jump. The first noble truth is mental pain, suffering. The third noble truth is nirvana, nirodha, or just basically, you know, inner peace. Okay, nirvana. And then, so you can see that we have a journey. We have a journey to do. We have a journey, you know, to engage from position A to position B. But this journey is nothing to do with your physical journey. With a physical journey, you can drive, you can walk, you can go on the airplane, by boat, or whatever, okay? But with the spiritual journey, the one who got to be the walker, who engaged the journey, is your mental self. Is your mental self. The mental self that I have created, your consciousness. Basically, it's your consciousness, but I characterize this entity, make it into a character. So we use the story language to help you to understand, you know, easier and clearer. Okay, so this journey, this spiritual journey, the one who got to be the walker is your mental self. Walk from A, losing control, to get to B, in control, to be in control. Okay, so in the same way as in physical journey, you need to have a transport. You need to have a vehicle. Okay, you need to have a transport, not using car and that transport that the Buddha gave us is the fourth noble truth. The fourth noble truth the Buddha called the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay, start from right view, right speech, right this and right that, to right meditation. Okay, but we are not going to go deeper into that. So, but basically, let me see. I don't have that image. So that Noble Eightfold Path, basically, the Buddha tells you to do all the good things, okay? Refrain from all the bad deeds, immoral deed, okay? And then concentrate doing all the good deed, basically, okay? Just look into your heart, or anything that you know your conscience said that is bad, don't do it. Your conscience said that is good, do it. Okay, so the first part of the journey is morality, precept, moral precept. Okay, but being a good person, morally good, it doesn't guarantee your happiness. It doesn't guarantee your inner peace. A lot of good people, they suffer a lot here because they got, especially mom, a mother who is sandwiched in between the husband and her children, okay? And the mother is the one who got to try to make the family in good harmony. So if the husband says something about the children, oh no, I'm not going to tell them. The children come to, oh, daddy do this, daddy, oh, I'm not going to, okay? Trying to keep the harmony in the family, which means that you are the one who got to swallow a lot of jerry, swallow a lot of pain, just to keep the family all round and in harmony and at peace. Don't rock the boat, that kind of thing. So a lot of good people, they're stressed. So it means that morality alone is not enough to give you that peaceful state of mind. So the Buddha said that if you need more, you need to do meditation. And this is what he gave us. So the meditation that he gave us is called Vipassana. Vipassana. Okay, I like everyone. Okay, you repeat, you don't have to unmute your microphone, just in your own time, in your own environment. Vipassana. In Thai language, okay, if we pronounce in our word, we call vipassana, vipassana. But when you go to the West, they call vipassana. The same. Vipassana, in fact, is the same as the 4 foundations of mindfulness, or mindfulness meditation. I normally shorten it to mindfulness meditation, which is the kind of practice that is so boom in the Western country, in Europe, in America. Everyone will talk about mindfulness meditation, but it still needs a bit of guidance. Okay, but anyway, the 4 foundation of mindfulness or vipassana is, in fact, the empowering tool that will help you to go from A, losing control of your mind, to B, in control of your mind. Okay, so this is the part that we are going to delve into for the rest of our time. I don't know if you are tired yet. Okay, so please stay awake. But if you're tired, you can always, look at the clip later. Anyway, do you believe that even in a Buddhist country like Thailand, okay, when one mentioned Vipassana, a lot of Thai people said that, oh, Vipassana, nothing to do with me. Vipassana is about the monk, old monk, you got to be really high up, or you got to be really serious temple goer, practice the Dharma. Oh, I'm okay, I got husband, I got wife, I got children, I got to, make ends meet, I got to work, so Vipassana, nothing to do with me. Or some people like to say this, oh, I can't do Vipassana, I can't do meditation because my mind is not still, my mind is not at peace yet, I can't do Vipassana. You know what, this excuse I explain to you now. This excuse is very much like people say that, oh, I can't take driving lesson because I don't know how to drive yet. Oh, no, I can't take swimming lesson because I don't know how to swim yet. I can't take piano lesson because I don't know how to play piano yet. This is how stupid it is. Of course, your mind is not still, it's not at peace. That's why you need to do Vipassana. That's why you need to do meditation. Okay, I just tell you this because this is the kind of excuse I hear so often. No, I can't do it because my mind is not at peace. Right. Okay, so what I want to say is that even in the Buddhist country like Thailand, okay, people still have all this issue about meditation. Right? So it means that they don't understand at all why they need to do Vipassana. So I have to come up with analogy. I need to come up with analogy. Okay, so Vipassana or mindfulness meditation, I turn it into bring your mental self back home. So come back to my props again. Okay, so this is your mental self. This red part is your mental self, right? Your mental self. And this part is Jerry. We start with dark Jerry first, okay? We leave pink Jerry to the end. Pink Jerry to the end. Okay, right. So this is a dark one. The dark one, dark Jerry, black Jerry, the one that attack your mental self, put you on the chopping board, mince you up in pieces, right? In stress, worry, anxiety, all these things, losing control of your mind, okay? And then, so please have a look. Look at this red bit. Can you see that your mental self, the red bit, is being lost in your mental jungle? Okay, your mental self is being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. Your mental self is being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. You don't know that you have a home. You don't even know you have a true self. You just know that you have consciousness. What is consciousness? God, this is the issue that they haven't tackled yet, you know, for a few millennia now. Never, ever, ever, haven't yet. Okay, so your mental self is being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. So what is Vipassana? What is mindfulness? What is the foundation of mindfulness? Okay, so it means that the Buddha on that night, he literally come to take, hold on to your hand, your mental self. Come on, I will bring you back home. Bring your mental self back home. Follow me, follow me. I will take you back home. Home is a safe place, right? Home is a safe place. Home is a place where you can feel that you are safe, you are warm, you are loved. Okay, this is the concept of home. No place like home. Okay, no place like home. So Vipassana is bring your mental self back home. BMSBH, bring mental self back home, which is the name of the center here, where I am now. I am at the Bring Your Mental Self Back Home Center in Salaya, Thailand. Okay, right. So this is the meaning of Vipassana or mindfulness meditation. Bring your mental self, your lost soul. Well, you even say that you have a lost soul, right? So bring your lost soul, you know, back home, safely home. That is the first analogy that I've been using. Okay. The second analogy for those who still don't quite understand. So second analogy is that I compare Vipassana or mindfulness meditation as medication, Okay. So why we need medication? Because your Jerry eating your inside up. You see that all these phrases you are using in English, you know, you're being eaten up by your stress, by your worry, by your fear, you know, by your anxiety. That is Jerry. So round them up into Jerry, and Jerry is eating you up basically. Okay, Jerry eating you up. So what happened is that the Buddha gave us medication, give you some pill. Okay, take this pill. Take this pill, but the one who have to take the pill is your mental self, not your physical self. Your physical self, you take paracetamol, you take antihistamine, you take, you know, antidepressant or whatever. But this one that want to take away your mental pain, the one who got to take this medication, which called Vipassana, is your mental self. Okay, your mental self got to take this. So if you don't know your mental self, you don't know how to start. If I'm sure you understand now, but I give you this one anyway. Okay, the third analogy is a car. Now, you are at position A where you have stress, worry, anxiety, restless, loneliness, fear, anger, envy, losing control. Okay, and the Buddha said that, okay, you got to go to position B. Okay, Shangri-La. You got to go to Shangri-La. It's so beautiful. So absolutely beautiful. You find the peace, the calm, stability, in control of your mind. Okay. And the Buddha didn't just say that. He said that here, I give you a car. And this car is called Vipassana. Nah? It's not Ford, it's not Mercedes, it's not Honda, it's not Toyota. It's Vipassana. And who is the driver? This one again. Your mental self is the driver of this mental car. Can you see how complex it is without all this prop that I show you? Gosh, how difficult to understand all these really non-physical concept. That's why I got to tell you a story. I use the language of story, of metaphor, you know, all these things. Okay, analogy. So I hope you can understand, right? I hope you can understand. I will take a little short break. Right, I just want to see some of you and knowing that, do you follow me? Because from this point onward now, we are going to delve into the empowering tool now. So all these are the lengthy introduction, wow, over an hour, okay? And we get right to the point. We get right to the point. So we have covered, okay, the Four Noble Truths. We cover 3 Noble Truths already. In fact, 4, if you like, Okay, so the first noble truth of suffering, right? The first noble truth of suffering, the third noble truth of peace and calm that the Buddha had found out on the night of his enlightenment. Okay, he had that experience. And then he gave us the fourth noble truth, that is vipassana, the tool that can help us get from boom, boom, boom to the absolute in control of your mind. Okay, that is the fourth noble truth, which we are going to delve into in the form of practice. So we're going to do the practice. Regarding the second noble truth, you already know. Okay, I already mentioned, but in fact, I got another way to explain. But because of our limited time, I tell you anyway that the second noble truth is the cause of suffering. The cause of suffering, according to the Buddha, is, well, another 10 volume of Pali Canon that you can read, but I just squeeze it down, squeeze down to just Jerry. Okay, squeeze them down to Jerry. So Jerry is the cause of all your mental pain. So from now on, no matter what kind of issue that you are facing on a daily basis, you don't have to go into any detail. Just, oh gosh, I got so much Jerry in here today. And then you're dealing with Jerry by getting rid of Jerry. It's that easy. Okay, I try to give you this very clear perspective so that you don't have to deal with all this jargon that Buddhism got a lot for you. If you want to, you can have it. But I don't believe in all this jargon. So I make life easier for you, okay? Right, so I give you, can I have 5 minutes break, please? Okay, just rest my vocal. I'm going to make a drink for myself, toilet break, and then 5 minutes, okay? And then we come back. Okay, see you in the tick. I hope you don't run away. Go to bed. I'll see you in a bit.
ออกจากหัวใจสุขทุกข์ของใคร
Okay. Right, is everyone ready? So we are going to delve into this tool now that the Buddha called Vipassana, or the four foundation of mindfulness. So please let me remind you again that this is the beginning of a problem. This is the reason why we need to do Vipassana. The reason why we need to do mindfulness meditation is because we got all these worries, okay, stress, worry, anxiety, anger, okay, or Jerry, bombarding us within, right? So I can display with this picture, we got the physical self, and then we got the mental self or consciousness, okay? And then we also got a whole army of Jerry attacking us, okay? So that you can understand your problem, okay? Which is something that everyone have all the same, okay? And then, so what you want is to eradicate, okay, all this Jerry, to make them all disappear so that your mind can be at peace and really calm, okay, quiet and still, okay. It's just like making this, the water that was quite rough before, make it, absolutely still. So how are we going to achieve that? How are we going to do it? We do like this, okay? So please look at the image. I will explain like this first before you close your eyes. So please don't close your eyes just yet because my technique is quite different. I will explain to you first. We got the physical self. The physical self got the physical eyes. And then we also got the mental self. Mental self, which I represent with this one, your true self. It got the mental eyes. Mental eyes. So when you close your eyes down, this area is your mental eyes. I explain that a bit more in a bit, okay? The mental eye is a classic knowledge, quite classic knowledge. You went back to the Vedas time, okay? This is nothing new to the Eastern people, to the Eastern, since the Vedas time, 1,000 millennia years ago. Okay, that's why in the Indian culture, they put this bindi, they call bindi, okay, this red dot. This is to signify your third eye, your inner eyes. You can call your third eye, your inner eye, your mental eye, or your sixth sense, I might not be able to talk about this, but I have the clip that I talk about the sixth sense, human sixth sense. This is referring to this mental eye, okay? So when you close your eyes later, okay, you're going to use this mental eye, the third eye, okay, to look inwardly. So physical eyes is for you to look outside in the material world, okay? When you close your eyes, your mental eye will look inward, inside, into your inner world. And what you're going to look at, you're going to look at the three groups of scenery. That three groups of scenery are your breath, your movements, and your physical sensations. Okay, those are your inner scenery that you're going to look at by your third eye, okay, by your inner eyes. And these are the foundation of mindfulness, or the home where your mental self can take refuge. So your breath movement and sensation, okay, is very much like the home, the foundation, the home, or the pill that your mental self have to take, the car that your mental self have to drive. Let's talk about the analogy, the story language. Okay, so basically the Buddha offer us this something very firm. Okay, so look at this image of this man and the storm. So the man compared to our mental self, and the storm, let's say 200-300 miles an hour, is very much like the storm of Jerry bombarding us. Can you see that without this pole, where this man would be going? This man would be going up in the sky, like Dorothy, okay, up to us, right? Okay, so the Buddha gave us this foundation similar to this pole. Hold on tight, hold on to this pole tight, so that you won't be spinning around by Jerry, so that Jerry cannot take you away from this firm pole. Okay, so this pole represents your breath, your movement, and your sensation. So in actual practice, what you need to do is your concentration. You really need to focus, have a really strong concentration. Right, come back to this again, So what you need to do is we're going to close our physical eyes now, so you're not going to see your body, anything. And then what left is your consciousness or your mental self with the mental eyes. Okay, so the first part, I'm going to identify your mental self for you. Okay, the person which is intangible, but we got to try to meet halfway. Okay, I do my best to explain. You got to do your best to understand and put into practice. Okay, so I'm going to underline, to highlight the nature of your intangible mental self. Okay, of your mental self, and then use your mental eyes or your third eye, your sixth sense, as the subject, the observer, and then look at the object. The object are your breath, movements, and sensations. So you got the subject, you got the object. The object is the observer, the looker, the viewer. View the object. The object is your breath, movement, sensation. Make this practice really clear. Really clear in your experience. It's very important, because if you can separate the subject from the object clearly, your progress would happen so rapidly. Okay, and also my technique, regarding technique, I like you to know that every technique is right. Nothing is wrong. No technique is wrong. It's just like there are many ways that can walk into Rome, okay? As long as the road, any road that can take you to Rome, that's fine. That's all the matter. Okay, so likewise, as long as any of these techniques can take you to that destination of your inner peace, that's all the matter. So my technique is very untraditional. The traditional technique normally is sit cross-legged, okay, back straight, close your eyes, watch your breath. That is the most popular technique that people do. But my technique, I would start from slapping, tapping, beating yourself, really, beating yourself here and there. I will ask you to beat yourself. So please strictly beat yourself. Don't beat anyone who sit by you. Mind you, if it's your spouse, I don't mind if you beat them. Okay. Well, so especially if you're getting a bit, tired, just a bit sleepy, you really whack yourself, really whack onto yourself. Okay, so that you can be really awakened physically and mentally. And then we are going to use that strong sensation as the foundation for mindfulness, for you to focus on, for your mental eye to focus on, which make life much easier. People find it, oh yeah, I can focus better. If you just focus on your breath, the breath is just can be quite fainted, and then it can disappear, Okay, so this is a bit different from my technique. So I will start from sensation first and then move on to movement and then breathing. I will keep on guiding you, don't worry. Don't worry, I keep on guiding you, okay? So basically, we are going to make all these words, which are label, guide, maps, okay? Make it into real experience. Make it into actual experience. Okay, the best knowledge is the actual experience. But if you read, you can argue. No, it's not true. That kind of thing. So I sometimes I use the analogy of the fried egg. Okay, so the egg yolk compared to Tom, observer, consciousness, or your mental self. Okay, and then you look at your breath movement and sensation. Oh, this is a bit premature. Sorry. Right, we're going to start and let's see. Okay, so this is what we're going to achieve. I show you the image first, but the actual experience is totally something else, okay? This is the closest that I can help you. So when you engage in the first and second foundation of mindfulness, watching your breath movement and sensation, really focus, okay? This is the process of trying to slow down the population of Jerry. Okay, trying to reduce the population of Jerry. So imagine that in your mind, in here, in your head, in your heart, it's just like a road, you know, that Jerry keep on running, you know. The traffic is quite jammed sometimes. You just one after another until it's become a block of Jerry. Okay, so when you start to focus on your breath movement and sensation, really focus. What happened is that Jerry, it will slow down. It will slow down enough for you to see the gap in between. And that gap I would call mental space. And that is the gap that I will help point it out to you. Point out the experience to you. And this is all the answer about the oneness, the here and now, the God, the nirvana. All these things is all there. It's all there. But you can't understand if you don't have the actual experience of the mental space of the void first. Okay. It's very important. You got to have experience first. And then I will add the label into it. This will give you a more firm, a more really firm, substantial knowledge. Okay, so in between, what you must do is that when you close your eyes, okay, and then focus on your breath movement and sensation, of course, Jerry would come. Don't have to be black Jerry. It could be gray Jerry, neutral Jerry, pink Jerry, or any kind of Jerry. But it doesn't matter what kind of Jerry that's trying to distract you away from your breath movement and sensation, okay? It doesn't matter what kind of Jerry. It could be so important. I must think about this because it's about multi-million dollars project, or it's about life and death, you know. It doesn't matter what kind of Jerry that you experience. Your role is to disengage from Jerry. No engagement whatsoever. Just let them go. You don't entertain any kind of Jerry. Okay, you don't entertain them, you don't engage them. You are going to deal Jerry one way only. That is cut the cord. Cut the cord. Why? Because between Tom and Jerry, you and Jerry, the cord has never been cut. The umbilical cord, you know, so to speak, okay, has never been cut. That's why it's so sticky. That's why Eckhart Tolle is a sticky mind, because it's sticky. It's never been cut. This, you know, it has never been cut. So meditation, vipassana, is aimed for you to cut the cord. Without cutting the cord, you will never ever have any mental or spiritual freedom. I make it very clear. talking slowly, ever. That's why we need to do meditation. That's why we need to do Vipassana, so that we can regain our mental and spiritual freedom, so that you don't have to sticky with all these things, even though it's so painful. I don't want you, please take it away, it's too painful, I don't want to think. There is no switch in there for you to switch off, just like light, no. But in fact, the switch is Vipassana. Okay, so this is the golden rule that you must follow if you want to see the progress in your meditation practice. You must follow strictly. So this is the golden rule, which I will reminding you as we carry on. Okay, so I hope you know the rules, okay? Hope you know the rule. So we are going to, everyone, please sit in the most comfortable way. If you are good at sitting on the floor, you can do that. But in my class, I prefer my student to sit on a chair. On a chair, so that you don't have to face any pins, needle, okay? And sit on the chair comfortably. Right, please, everyone, close your eyes. Sit with your back erected. Take a few deep breaths. And really relax your body. And then follow the guidance, okay? I will ask you to do a certain thing, and then you just do it. Once your eyes, your physical eyes are closed down, you still have that very strong sense of self, knowing that I'm here listening to Super One talking, knowing that you're sitting here in your home with your loved ones, okay? This very strong sense of self is the working of your consciousness element, which I call mental self. Okay? So I'm going to emphasize, I'm going to highlight the nature of this non-physical mental self. It's very difficult to talk about it, but anyway, we do our best. Okay, so please, everyone, use your hands. Okay, tap onto your face first. Tap onto your face. And then your arms. And then the other side of your arms. Tapping onto your stomach, your body, and then your legs. And then your legs. Right. So, and then sit still. Right. After the tapping, everyone can sense that buzzing sensation after the tapping, right? But we never analyze what is what. So I'm going to just explain, describe what's going on in this body, in this life form right now. The buzzing sensation after the tapping located on your skin, under skin, whatever, okay, in your physical body. And this buzzing sensation is being viewed, being seen, being witnessed by your consciousness or your mental I belong to your mental self. So I try to distinguish, separate the subject from the object. The subject is your mental self with the mental I, basically it's your consciousness, okay? Is looking, right now, is looking at the object. The object is the pain under the skin, on the skin, in your body, right? So this drill, this part of the practice, I want to emphasize the existence of your mental self. The existence of your mental self, they do exist. Okay, and it's working all the time. It's functioning all the time from day one that we arrive on this planet at birth. But no one ever come to explain to you what is what. Okay, so I need to emphasize this part to locate the subject who is going to walk this spiritual path. So this mental self is going to come home. This mental self is going to take the medication. This mental self is going to drive this car, brand Vipassana. So how exactly you do it? How exactly you can walk the path? This mental self can walk the path, can come home, take the pill, or drive the car. Is by using your mental I, focus, fully concentrate, having awareness toward your breath, toward your movements, toward your physical sensations. When you do this, this is exactly how you walk the path. From A, losing control, to B, in control. Okay, so I have located the subject for you. That subject is not physical, so please don't even try to look for anything. Just simply focus on your bindi. That bindi is your eyes, okay, your mental eye, and then just use your mental eye straight away, just like your physical eyes. If you don't look at a mirror, you will never know what your eyes look like. You have it there, you use it right away without any questioning. Likewise, your mental eye is there, so use it straight away without any questioning. Use it to focus on what? To have the awareness toward your breath, your movement, your physical sensations, okay? Right. Now we are going to start with the first home. Will aim at the sensation, physical sensation. So this time, please everyone use your fingers and massage your temple, both sides of your head, your temple. And then massage your earlobes. We want to create a really, overwhelming sensation all over your body. Tap onto your face again. If you feel a bit sleepy, tired, you got to slap yourself even harder to awake yourself up. Tap onto your arms. The other side of your arms. Tap onto your stomach. Tap onto your legs. Wherever that you want to tap, just cover all over your body, just to create the really overwhelming sensations, the buzzing sensation. Okay, right. Keep your eyes closed, okay? And then use your mental eye, your third eye, your bindi, as the observer, and then look at the observed. The observed is your buzzing sensation, which is quite overwhelming right now. The subject, look at the object. Okay, so please everyone look and follow the golden rule. Don't engage with Jerry. Don't compromise with Jerry. Always cut the cord. Cut the cord from Jerry, your distraction, and then come straight back home to your physical sensations. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. Please carry on watching. Keep on looking, don't drift along with your thoughts. Cut the cord. Breathe deeply from time to time, watching the changing nature of your sensations. Still watching, don't drift. Just gradually turn into throbbing here and there. Keep on focus and watching. Don't drift. You can see that the overwhelming sensation earlier have gradually changing and slow down. It will reach to a point that those sensations will be all vanished into thin air. But it doesn't mean that there is no other area of sensation that you can look at or focus on. So please look at the sensation of your bottom press onto the seat. That is a big area there. The sensation of your back, if you happen to lean against the backing of the chair, more sensations there. The sensation of your hands touching your legs. The sensation of your feet touching the floor. The sensation of your clothing rubbing against your skin. They are all sensations. Different people would have different kind of scenery. So depend on how you sit, what kind of clothing that you wear. But all these objects, the sensation as the object that you are looking at, that you are observing, they are absolutely ordinary. No excitement in there at all. People who walk the street, they can also see that. But without the proper guidance, the proper initial guided wisdom, they would treat all these sensations as something mundane. It's nothing to it. But for us, you must know that these are the foundation of awareness, of mindfulness, or the home where a mental self can take refuge. It's very important that you understand this. Okay? So we use the analogy language so that you can understand truly why you need to look at all these things. That people who walk the road think that it's silly. Why you got to look at that? It's nothing there. It isn't nothing. This is the home where a mental self can take refuge. These are the pill, the medication that a mental self can take away a pain, a mental pain. These are the car that will take us to our mental and spiritual destination, which is our inner peace or nirvana. So it's important that you got to be able to come up with the reason. And this reason, it can only happen when you have the guided wisdom from a teacher. Okay? So have a good look again. The sensation at your bottom, your back, your hands touching your legs, your feet touching the floor, and wherever your clothing rubbing against the skin. So we start with the foundation of sensation, the first home. Now I'm going to take you to the second home, the movement. The second home, the second pill. Okay. So please, everyone, use your two hands, stroke your legs and go around your knees slowly. Go around your knees and then stroke back up and then down and round your knees and then back up. As you are going around your knees, I like you to lean your torso forward, to lean your body forward, to create the movement. There is no need for you to open your eyes, your physical eyes up and see how your hands move, okay? Because the scenery of the sensation and the scenery of the movement, they are different in your viewing anyway. There is no complexity in there. This is a very, very extremely straightforward experience. Whatever you see is whatever you get, Wiswik. It's very straightforward. Please do not complicate the matter. Okay? Don't analyze anything too much. Just follow my guidance and then put into practice exactly of what I guide you to do. And then use your mental eyes to look at the rhythm of the movements, your bodily movements. Okay, just look it very directly. And then you will see that as you are looking at the rhythm of the movements, your mental eye cannot help but also see the physical sensation also. The physical sensation as your hand rubbing on your legs go around your skin. It means that you can see both objects. Your mental eye, the subject, can see two objects at the same time. The rhythm of the movement and the sensations, which is quite correct. Which is quite correct. You cannot separate the movement from the sensation. It's very much like you look at the sky, you will see the cloud. You look at the cloud, you will see the sky. You cannot separate the cloud from the sky. You got to see them in one viewing. Likewise, you would see the rhythm of the movement and the physical sensation in one viewing. And then we are going to add yet another group of scenery, that is your breathing. So please, everyone, keep on stroking yourself. Keep on stroking your legs as I have instructed you. And then at the same time, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And this time we are going to train a mental eye to look at these three groups of scenery in one viewing. Three groups of scenery in one viewing. Okay? That is looking at your breath, your movements, and your physical sensations. So I would say that whatever that is obvious to you, look at that. Look at that part. So to me, the stroking and the sensations are very, very obvious, very clear in my viewing. I would focus on that. And then when I take a deep breath, I also see that. I can include that into my viewing as well. Okay, so please do that. And then take a deep breath every now and again, okay? And don't forget the golden rule. Follow the golden rule. Don't engage. Don't compromise with Jerry. And always cut the cord. Cut the cord and come home, always. Right, I'm going to keep quiet now and we're going to carry on with this movement for 5 minutes, 4 to 5 minutes. Please don't rush with your movement. Move slowly. Don't drift along with Jerry. Stay home and stay put. Let me remind you that we are in the process of trying to reduce the population of Jerry. So it's very important to follow the golden rule, cut the cord from Jerry always. Fully focus. Don't give in to Jerry. Stay home, stay put. Breathe deeply from time to time. Everyone, really slow your movement down a bit more, please. And be aware of every little minute detail of your movements and sensations. Don't let anything slipping away without being conscious, without having awareness. Now, please bring your movements to a halt. And straight away, observing the buzzing sensation within your skin, the throbbing here and there, watching your breath and your sensations. having awareness toward every little sensation throbbing here and there. Know it, know them. We are in the process of reduce the population of our thoughts or Jerry. So you may take notice if your head have become a bit quieter. So we are going to carry on with another technique, okay? I'm going to start with rough movement to begin with, and then we're going to slow down later. The rough movement would help to reduce big chunk of Jerry quite rapidly. So next, I'd like you to fist both hands and then thumb your legs from above the knees upward. Thumbs your legs from above the knee upward and downward. If you have ache and pain anywhere that you feel like you want to thumb just to wake yourself up, you can also do so. And I'd like you to notice that as you are thumping your leg quite vigorously like this, with the harsh movement like this, can you see that Jerry cannot take you away? Jerry cannot come in to distract you. It's only your consciousness facing with the movement and the sensation directly only. You see that? It's only your mental eyes, subject and object only, which is a very good technique to reduce Jerry in big chunk. Very simple technique, simple movement. But work wonderfully. Right, that's it, everyone. Sit still and straight away, seamlessly, focus straight away onto your breath and your buzzing sensation, which is quite overwhelming. So depend how much force you thumb yourself. Keep on looking at the throbbing. The throbbing right now is the foundation of your mindfulness. Is the nature of home where your mental self can take refuge. Is your medication that your mental self is taking. Is the car that your mental self is driving so that you can reach your destination of nirvana, inner peace. Still keep on watching of whatever throbbing that I have left. Don't let go. Right. The next thing that I'd like you to do is to pay attention on your facial tension. Facial tension is not something that we can detect easily. But in meditation like this, we can begin to see that how much tension we have around our eyebrows. Is there any knot, any tension in your eyebrows? Let them go. Release them. It needs a high level of self-awareness to be aware of your facial tension and let them go. There is no medication that can help you. Now next, your socket, your eye socket. Can you see any tension there? Let them go. Release them. And then your jaw, any tension, let them go. Especially your tongue. Your tongue have close relation with Jerry. When you think, your tongue tense up talking. This is the psychological effect. So look at the tension of your tongue. If you see any tension at all, let them go. And you could feel lighter at heart in your head too. Okay. So have a look of the entire face. Let go of all the tension. And you could feel so releaseful. There is a change within. And then round your neck, your shoulders, if you could, just let them go. Really relaxing your body. Your facial tension may come back again within seconds or minutes. You must learn to be aware of the tension again and let them go again, over and over. But in your everyday life, especially people who walk the street, driving the car, there is no way for them to be aware of the facial tension. Their knot is quite permanent. You know, the tension is quite permanent and there is no way for them to release them. You need to have the meditation skill to be able to have that kind of high level of self-awareness. Right, next. We have been through a few techniques of rough movements, tapping, stroking, you know, and yeah, beating yourself. These techniques aim to reduce a big chunk of Jerry population in a quick way. So now I would like to think that, I would like to believe that your Jerry has been reduced quite drastically. So please have a look into your head. When I say look into your head, I just mean your mental eye. Look into your skull area. I don't mean talking. You don't have to talk. Talk is the function of Jerry. Jerry is the part doing the talking. But knowing is the function of your mental eye or your consciousness. You see that there are different functions. So I don't tell you to talk, I tell you to look. Look is use your mental eyes, your bindi, your third eye. Look into your skull area. As soon as I stop talking, I like you to see whether you can see the silence, the quietness or not. I use the term see, view, look to correspond with the word I. It's only a matter of wording, okay? Don't get confused. Just look at the actual experience. Look into your skull and see if the chatting have gone. If Jerry have been reduced quite drastically, it means that Jerry would slow down quite a lot. You should be able to see the space in between Jerry. I call mental space. And that mental space, the quality of it is silent and quiet. My voice is exterior, different to your voice from Jerry. Distinguish that. Which means that once I stop talking, if there is no Jerry chatting away in your head, you should experience or see the silence. Have a good look. And apart from the silence in your head, in your chest area, you experience the stillness, the peace, the calm, the tranquility. Now, this whole experience of the silence, the stillness, is the actual experience of your inner peace. When we use the label inner peace, everyone can produce different images according to their own understanding, to their own interpretation. But today, I'd like you to notice this, that all of us in here, we follow the guideline of the Buddha called Vipassana, mindfulness meditation. We've gone through the different technique quite well, just to produce, just to get rid of Jerry. And then we come up with this inner experience that Jerry played very little role or none at all. No chatting. Allow our head to be silent. Allow our heart to be still. Only then will I use the term, the label inner peace to connect with this actual experience that only the practitioner would see. There may be some people who are watching this live stream and they don't engage in the meditation with us. They only just listen to my voice. When they come to this point that I explain this, they won't have a clue what the experience of inner peace is, because they cannot see with their mental eye. So this part, whoever practice is the one who will see it for themselves, with their own mental eye, with their own third eye, inner eye, okay? But those who don't practice and just know the word, they will use their jerry to interpret into different kind of meaning. But for us, for those who follow the practice with me, I emphasize again that I guide you to produce an experience that Jerry played no part, totally silent. The part that is play mode is your consciousness, your mental eye looking at the silence, looking at the stillness. And only then did I connect the word inner peace to it. So the label comes after the actual experience. And then I will add another label, another terminology that the Buddha used. And that terminology, that label is the term nirvana. Because there are two sentences that the Buddha have endorsed for this experience upon his enlightenment. He said, no happiness is greater than your inner peace. Okay? So inner peace is this very experience that I have been talking about, your mental space. It's the nature of the inner peace that the Buddha talking about. Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. So nirvana is the inner peace, which is the best kind of happiness. We use a bit of logic to connect these two axioms, these two universal truths that the Buddha have talked, okay, together. So basically, this experience is the best in the eyes of the Buddha, which he called the inner peace. He called nirvana. In Thai word, Thai terminology, there is another term called vimutti sukh. Sukh is mean happiness. Vimutti is the subsiding of jerry, subsiding of your thought. It means that the happiness which is the result of the subsiding of your thoughts or jerry. The Buddha called vimutti sukh, vimutti, which is different from the happiness created by pink jerry. The happiness created by pink jerry, it got to have the deal. It got to have jerry who make you happy. I can only be happy when I have a house. I can only be happy if I got married. I can only be happy if I got children. I can only be happy if I have the rice. You see, that is the pink jerry, the happiness that attached to jerry, called worldly happiness, which is very much different, totally different from vimutti happiness. Vimutti happiness is the happiness from the subsiding, from the disappearing, from the vanishing of jerry, of your thoughts, which is the kind of experience that I would like to think that all of us who are sitting here with me can experience right now. You cannot produce your experience for me to tick for you whether it's right or wrong. It's impossible. So my role is trying to use as many adjective, descriptive words as possible to help you to be able to endorse for yourself that this is it. This is the kind of experience that Supawarnasu is talking about. And then you can endorse yourself accordingly. So I go through it again, okay? We use the technique of Vipassana, bring a mental self back home to reach this experience of inner peace, or we can call this is the glimpse of nirvana that we have experienced. There is a Pali term, a Pali from the sutra that the Buddha talked a lot, okay, mentioned a lot, that is the nature of nirvana. He said in Pali, Nippanang paramang sunyang. I talk with the Thai accent. Nippanang is mean nirvana. Paramang means is. Okay, verb to be. Sunyang is mean void, mean nothingness. So this sentence, Nippanang paramang sunyang, it means nirvana is void. Nirvana is nothingness. Okay. But void of what? Void of what? Nothing of what? Void of jerry only. Void of jerry, void of our thoughts. Everything in the physical world still very much there, exists very much there. But in our spiritual journey, okay, after we walk the path, train a mental self to walk the path, walk the spiritual path by practicing the mindfulness meditation or vipassana, or bring a mental self back home. We have reached the destination that the Buddha talked about in the third noble truth, nirvana. This is the state of void, void of jerry. Okay, so everyone must do your task in taking on everything that I have tried to explain to you, and tick for yourself that the nature of silence, stillness, peace, bliss that you are experienced, all these are just words. But ultimately, you got to be able to tick for yourself that this is the inner peace that the Buddha have endorsed as the best kind of happiness. No happiness is greater than your inner peace. Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. You have to be able to answer for yourself that the experience that you are looking within yourself is that very experience that the Buddha talked about, that I am talking about. Why? Experience is the source of knowledge. Because this is the real knowledge. Whatever that you read in books, whatever that you listen in words, those are only labels. They are not real knowledge yet. They are only maps. They're only guidance to the real thing, to the real knowledge. So the introduction of this morning, every part that I talk, that is all map or guidance. Okay, but this guide you to the real knowledge. The real knowledge is the experience within yourself. That I can only hope that you, most of you, hopefully all of you, have witnessed it right now. Even a short period, and then maybe a few Jerry come. But these few Jerry come right now, they are not vicious. They are quite tame. They are very much like a butterfly flapping the wing in the distance without having any effects on your mental self anymore. They're not vicious anymore. They're only a small little thing, comes and go quite naturally. At the same time, you can still see that void. You can still see that silence, that inner peace, that basically just feeling absolutely good. Oh, just feeling good, so good. It's important that you can endorse for yourself because the experience is within you. I can't take it for you. I can't endorse for you. Right? What next is that once you have this experience and you know that this is nirvana, nirvana is the ultimate, is the final frontier really, this void, this nature of nothingness void, that all the ascended masters, all the masters, you know, in the past, Christ, they all talk about the same thing, talk about the same, what they call God. You know, there are so many different labels to call this ultimate experience. But as for the experience, there is just one. Only one taste. The peace have only one taste. Just like salt have one taste only. They're all the same. Who have seen it will see the same truth. But come to the words, label, there are tons of them. And mostly people fight on the label, not the actual experience, because it's only a handful can see the actual experience and know that this is it. So I would like to guide you like this, that this nature of void or nothingness, void from Jerry, is the area that have all the profound wisdom within. The concept of oneness, all is one, one is all. The concept of connecting to source, connecting with God, the concept of being with here and now, being in your actual presence. I want you to know that they're all contained in this very experience of void from Jerry, or mental space. Okay, so today to some of you is your first lesson of Buddhism, maybe meditation as well. Not all of you, I know that, but some of you. So what I would like to say in general is that first of all, endorse for yourself, and then knowing that this is the scientific process of you coming in to verify everything that the Buddha said about Nirvana, about the Four Noble Truths, especially the third and the fourth. This is about you come in to experiment for yourself, to testify for yourself, to follow in the Buddha's footsteps and see for yourself if everything that he said was true or not. By proof for yourself, investigate and prove for yourself. Which only way that you can do is engage in the practice. Until you see this state of mental space or the void. Okay? Once you agree, so it means that you got to practice more and more so that you can come into to have connection with this experience more and more, so that you got more time to learn from the experience. Not from the books, from the experience, the actual experience. Okay, within. From this point onward, your life will change for the better, which is the result of learning from this experience alone. Which also means that you got to make meditation or vipassana as a part of your life. It got to be an activity which is embraced into your life. Not anything out there. It got to be a daily event. And then you would learn. The knowledge will arise, and the knowledge that will arise within called the intuitive knowledge. Intuitive knowledge. You will come to your own realization. Any doubt, about any questions about anything, all these questions, all this doubt will be clarified, will be answered as you carry on with your meditation practice. And your life will become more and more settled, especially in the area of running after finding the real kind of happiness. You would become less competitive because you know that the happiness from pink jelly is only temporary. It's not permanent. It's not eternal. Because when you come to know this experience of inner peace, nirvana, you get to know the more eternal happiness that you can really count on. Sorry, excuse me. And then you will also notice that all your daily stress, worry, anxiety, your greed, your anger, your everything, you know, what have you, is all become, it will thin down, will slow down. And then really uplift your spirit, uplift your inner self, make you feel more freedom, having more freedom, have less mental pain. You will have more strength to deal with your day-to-day issue. Could be including your neighbors from hell that you don't know how to deal with them before. Be able to deal with COVID. Okay. This is the change that you can anticipate in the future, provided that you put this practice as part of your life from now on. Right, I'm going to stop talking now, and then I hope you still close your eyes because I haven't asked you to open yet. Right, please everyone massage your temple, massage your earlobes, tap onto your face, tap onto your arms, the other side of your arms, your stomach, and then your legs. Okay, right. This is my way to clear your mind for you. So please observe the buzzing sensations. As you are observing the sensations, which is quite overwhelming, can you see that your mental eye can still experience that inner peace or nirvana at the same time? Have a look. Right, everyone, as you are watching the sensation, please take a deep breath and then slowly open your eyes. Now, once your eyes are open, you can see things in front of you. If you're looking at the screen, you can see this image. So I like you to still use your mental eye to watch the buzzing sensation, the throbbing sensation here and there on your body, in your body. At the same time, you can still see your mental space. You can still see your mental space. Okay, Jerry have slowed down now, allowing you to see the space in between the Jerry. And this is your actual experience, which have all the knowledge that is very profound knowledge and wisdom within. So basically today, I put you on this very important location where you can explore further. But this mental space, it won't be here forever for you. Okay, once you have perception, you deal with your daily issue, Jerry will come back. Jerry will come back. And then you lose your mental space. But some can still maintain, which depend on how skillful are you. Okay, how skillful are you in this practice? How skillful are you? So I'm going to bring to a conclusion now, okay, because I think that you must be quite tired now. 10 o'clock, isn't it, over there? Okay, and I'm tired as well. I need a break. So basically, I bring you to a junction where you can make up your mind. The reason that I really emphasize what the Buddha, I wonder why it's so blurry. Forgot my glasses. Right. I need to show you the Buddha's, verse. No happiness is greater than inner peace. Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. Only these two sentences, it can turn your life, to the better. This is a life-changing experience. Because the Buddha, in his entire life, after the enlightenment, he have endorsed for us something so important. You don't have to go and find any happiness anywhere else now. This is it. This is the best. That best kind of happiness is inner peace. You can call nirvana if you like. But we don't understand. After 2.5 millennia, we don't understand what that means. That's why the world is still embracing materialism. We still, chasing after the rainbow. We see it got to be, it got to something better. Something in the grass got to be greener on the other side. So we keep on, searching and searching and searching. And what we do is searching for pink cherry. Once we got this thing, it bursts. Pink cherry is only another bubble. Okay, we got it burst because you got bored. And it got to be something else, got to be something else. Okay, until we create into this materialism, okay, consumerism. But the Buddha said that you don't have to go and find. This is it. Inner peace is your happiness. How can you get to your inner peace or nirvana? You do this. Vipassana, mindfulness, meditation, bring your mental self back home, and then you get it. Exactly like what I have shown you earlier. You see that? Exactly what I have guided you in this session. So you have your own experience now. For those who don't have their own experience, because without the practice, you won't have a clue what I'm talking about. That you will always have, you have your reason to think this is the white Jerry reasoning, okay? And you disagree this and that. I won't argue with you, but I would talk to those who have that actual experience, okay? When you have the actual experience, the first thing that you need to have is to believe in your own experience. You don't believe in me anymore. I only guide you to have that experience, and then you believe in your own experience, and knowing that that experience that you call nirvana is the direct result, of the causation that you put in. The causation that you put in is vipassana. You put in the cause like this, and then you get the result like this. You watch your breath, knowing your breath movement sensation, really focus with 4,000,000%, 1,000,000% of concentration, you know, just keep on watching, cut the cord. This is the cause that you put in. Once you put in the causation like that, it will bring you to the result, the fruit like this. And that fruit is inner peace, your blissful state of mind, your nirvana state of mind, or this thing that is void from Jerry. And then you look at that experience. So this is, you become the spiritual scientist now. You don't just listen, but you prove it for yourself by putting in the practice. So you put in the cause, get the result, put in the cause, get the result like this. Put in your daily life, keep up with the practice like this until you have no doubt in this cause and effect. Vipassana is the most scientific part of Buddhism, but it's the spiritual science. Okay, but you can still prove it by putting in the practice and then reap the result. So every time that you do, you gain that result. I tell you what, I started this journey when I was 19 years old, university time, after I came back from that year in America, in Houston, Texas. Okay, went to university at the age of 19. Okay, and then I am 68. I'm 68. That's why I can do this job. So from there, how many years I put in, you know, the effort, practice, and then also, you know, produce all these books, you know, 50. Sorry. I have only these two English version in front of me. All these books, you can help yourself for free on my website. Download them. Okay. Download them. Okay. Because my life is to give you all this knowledge. Because I have proof for myself that this is wonderful. This is awesome. This is the best. I agree with you, Buddha. I agree. I totally wholeheartedly agree with you. I have no doubt whatsoever, because I prove it for myself. I prove it for myself. Okay, I don't just read and then analyze. No, I prove it for myself and then compare with this kind of happiness. I mean, this is go off, off the shelf. It's just nothing to compare, right? So you got to do something like this until you gain your own intuitive knowledge. That's how I gain my own intuitive knowledge. Okay, my latest book. This is my latest book. A lot of my books is in this size. It's a monster. All my books is a monster. It's my latest one. This one about myself, my life, my journey. Okay, and this is this. Oh gosh, about 50 of them. Okay, so English I still have quite a lot, and all of you would have the Four Noble Truths in the PDF form from me as a gift. As a gift is Dana. Dharma Dana, they call a gift from me. Okay, so this book will help you to understand the theory part of my session, you know, better. Okay, I know that you're very tired now. Is your I would like to just say thank you. Okay, so yeah, come rewind a little bit. So I hope very much that you all will carry on, okay, with your practice, okay, and then keep on proving for yourself until you gain your own intuitive knowledge, and then your life will settle. It will settle. You'll be able to have a nirvana or your inner peace as your refuge whenever you want. This is something that you can look forward to, and your life is There is no word to describe. There is no word to describe. I can only say that this is wonderful. This is awesome. Okay. And then all those loving kindness and compassion, it will come automatically. That's how I can manage to just give away all these books, you know, to people. Okay, so Sarah will collect. I will send it to Sarah and Sarah will distribute for you. Okay, so I hope very much that you enjoyed the course today. Okay, there are still so many slides that I don't have time to share with you today. If you would like to have another course my slide of delivery, my course is about 400 to 500 today. I only share about 60 to 70 with you only. That's all. Okay, so there's more topic, but you can also help yourself on my YouTube channel. I got the English YouTube channel that you can look at, okay, and then learn different topic. Please be patient because at the beginning it looked more or less the same, but look into the advanced course as well. Okay, look into the advanced course and then they're all there. And if you would like to organize another session, I'm quite happy to. Okay, I'll be going back to England on the 27th of this month, August, and then the time difference will be a bit less. Okay, right. Thank you very much for joining me today. And let me put on the gallery view, sorry. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, still quite a few of you left. Okay, yeah, it's fine, that's fine. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the course today. Okay, and then hopefully might see you again through Zoom or in the flesh or whatever. Who knows, who knows. Okay, so thank you everyone. Okay, and I hope that you learned something, and then I will post this clip on YouTube channel very soon. Okay, thank you and good night everyone. Good night. Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye. Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Right.